Okay, let's see if I can get out of here quietly. It is 5 a.m. I am trying not to draw any attention to myself. I see the lights on at Jenny and Rachel's apartment above the bakery. I don't really want them to know that I'm just coming out of Jacob's, heading over to the, I don't know, I guess the office? Oh, it's cold out here. I think I'll leave the headlights off until I get a little farther away. Try not to draw attention. Oh man. Oh, the steering wheel's freezing. I forgot to bring gloves. When I came over, it was yesterday, and I didn't need them. And I think the whole seat is covered in frost. Oh crap.
Message from Rachel Mechanic. Busted. Jay's an early riser and caught your walk of shame. She'll be calling shortly. Calling Big J now.
Uh-oh.
Message from Jacob. Foreman. Jenny's calling. What are we saying?
Oh, okay. Right, send a message to Jacob Foreman. Maybe that we're two grown adults and don't have to explain ourselves to anyone's sister or best friend? Okay. Well, I guess I need to plan my day. We've got a meeting coming up of the co-op, so I probably should get to the office and prepare for our quarterly meeting, but I see we've got a lot of weeds going on here. I don't even remember if I had a plan. Oh, this needs to be plowed. Maybe we'll get some field work done too. Oh, great. Jenny's calling. Good morning, Jenny. Can we pretend we had this conversation and just shortcut the whole thing? Right. Are you seriously asking me my intentions? Like, this is some sort of 50s drama and I am the inappropriate woman your brother shouldn't be dating? Oh, Jenny. You've been one of my best friends for a while. You should know, of all people. I'm not gonna, like, mess with him. Jenny, you know how much I admire your brother, right? Like, he's a hard worker. He's really thoughtful. He's done a lot of difficult things with your family to support you and look after you and your brothers, and not saying you don't deserve it. You deserve all of it. But not everybody is someone like that, and your brother's special. Alright, leave Leo out of this. Jenny, I know you're feeling protective. He's your brother. I get it. You should not continue down this path. We don't want to have this conversation. I value our friendship. Okay, that's enough. I will talk to you after you've had some time to think about what you just said, and maybe we can have coffee later and talk about it. Right now, that's across the line. I'm not going to take this. It's 5 a.m. Forget it. Have a good day. Oh, Jesus. What have I done? I knew it would be complicated if anything were to come of the whole Jacob situation, but Jenny's been my friend for a long time. I kind of thought she'd have my back and maybe even be a little happy for me. I know he's her brother, but... Alright, well, I've got actual farm work to do. There's more to life than family drama. So I'm going to get in here, get into my office, work through those spreadsheets. I've got the quarterly co-op plan to prepare. I've got a presentation coming later today with Jacob and Javon. And I guess I should talk to Jacob about how we're going to play this with Javon. Now that Jenny and Rachel saw me leaving his place, I think it's not going to stay quiet for long. Spoiler alert, he didn't quit. That wasn't what he wanted to have a conversation about. It was how we might make something work instead. I don't really want to get into that now. Everything is still kind of fresh with what Jenny just said to me about Leo and assuming I'm going to mess over her brother. All right, I'm going to get in there, get some work done, and then maybe get into some field work a little later. There's nothing interesting to show you with me faffing around with spreadsheets. So I'll see what the field work is looking like today, and maybe I'll check on the cows. I'm still the only person taking care of the animals right now because Dairy Girl is not super working out there, and we need to hire a replacement for her, but she kind of learned stuff directly from Nelson, and I want to make sure we have all the information we need about running the dairy the way he was running it, and the recipes he was using before we let her go. And we are going to need multiple people because we need to replace her in the dairy, and we also need someone to help with the animals. I've got too much to do to run the co-op and my own farm to be looking after all the animals and everything else. So we've got to get that hire made soon, or both of them. I'll check and see if the cows need anything, maybe make a feed mix or something, and bring you in a little later when it's not dark and freezing and I haven't just had a stupid fight with one of my best friends. Okay, great. All set there. I've got the plow all folded up. So I think I need to get this over to Rachel. I was having some problems with it. The engine just doesn't sound quite right when I was pulling this. The Valtra isn't really big enough. This plow needs 310 horsepower to run it. And the Valtra is only 270 horsepower. This McCormick tractor is exactly 310. But it was really kind of struggling and the engine was making some weird noises. But it is nice to get the tractor into some dirt. I've been staring at spreadsheets for hours. My eyes are crossed. When I came out here to be the lottery winner, it didn't really occur to me that I was signing up to run a business. I kind of just thought, yeah, I'm coming out here to farm or whatever and like grow food because we need it back in the city. Not, oh, I'm going to be running a cooperative of farmers and I have to plan what equipment we're going to buy and when I'm going to sell things to have what revenue coming in and when I'm going to buy property and how we're going to plant things. Anyway, I feel pretty good about the plan. Oh, that's Rachel calling now. I wonder if she's in the shop. Hey, Rachel. If you are calling to plead Jenny's case, please, I beg mercy. I do not want to have that conversation again. Thank you for saying that. I feel a little better knowing that she feels bad. She said some kind of really mean things to me about Leo and basically doubting whatever it is that I think I'm doing with Jacob. Well, you have to be on her side. She's your wife. I understand that. No, we're cool, Rachel. It's fine. It was just a stupid fight. We'll get over it. Everything will be okay. Listen, I've got the McCormick. I was over there plowing the sugar beet field, and I couldn't run this plow on the Valtra. I'm wondering if I should have ran it on the case. The McCormick has ran it in the past and been fine, but it seemed to be struggling. The engine was making a weird noise. It was kind of like bogging down in a way it hasn't done before. It technically has the horsepower to run this plow, but do old tractors, like, lose horsepower? Is that a thing that can happen? Okay, good to know. Awesome. I guess I shouldn't have done that. I should have used the case. I'm always hesitant to use the case because it costs so much to run that. If the McCormick can do something, I feel like I should be doing it with the McCormick, but maybe I need to be rethinking that. Okay, well, I will drop it in the shop. Are you in there right now? Okay, cool. I will catch you later then. I'll drop it in the shop, but also the plow. When I went to go put the plow on the PTO, the collar that pulls back on the plow attachment point, I couldn't get the collar to pull back all the way. It wouldn't engage. I thought I had it on the PTO shaft, and then it just sort of like worked itself off when I was trying to raise and lower it. And I don't know if I damaged the PTO, the teeth on the shaft, or what happened, but if you could check out the color and the PTO shaft on the McCormick and the plow, I would feel better. I don't want to mess up my equipment. So can I just drop the plow in there with the tractor? Leave it all one unit for you? Awesome. Rachel, I'm so glad we hired you. Thank you for coming to work for us. Okay, cool. I will put the tractor in the shop and you'll get to it when you get to it. Okay, later. I made such a good decision hiring her. Oh my gosh. Okay. She's going to take care of this tractor for me. I will leave it in her capable hands so I don't have to waste my day working on this. I realized I actually meant to spread some slurry or manure on that field before I plowed so I could plow it in. And I forgot. I was focused on the paperwork I was doing. Totally forgot. Spaced it. I will see. I haven't seen the manure spreader in a while. I had been leaving it over there next to the dairy cow barn. I will check with Jacob, I guess, and see if he has any idea where the manure spreader has gotten to. Maybe I need to check what the horsepower requirements are. Maybe I can run that on the Valtra. I think I can. And get some manure spread on that field and maybe even cultivate it. I'm worried about the weather getting too cold over the winter. We're supposed to have kind of a harsh winter, and if the ground freezes, it doesn't take applications of slurry or fertilizer very well, and also it's really hard to work, like to plow and cultivate. So I want to get as much as I can done before it gets too cold, so we can hit the ground running in the spring. So I will drop this off for Rachel. I will see if I can track down the manure spreader, get some manure onto that field, and then see about cultivating, I guess. Field work, it's never done. Well, I am making progress through the literal mountain of manure. I couldn't remember where this had been left. I normally leave it over by the dairy cows on the other side over there. Called Jacob. He couldn't remember where it was. I just started looking around, and it's over here near the beef cows. I kind of forget that this manure pit exists back here. It's a bit tight to work in here, to get the wheel loader in and out to scoop things, and to have a manure spreader there to receive the manure. So I don't like to use this silo. I think Jacob has been using it when he mucks out the beef cows, and there was so much manure back here. It was basically overflowing. So I felt like whether I had planned to or not, I had to spread it because I think it was becoming a hazard. I got it on the plowed sugar beet field, and I spread it on the sunflower field too. And I'm on a roll now and making my way through all that stuff. So I'm going to spread it on this field over here too, near the beef cows, and just get all these fields fertilized, ready for the winter. Kind of convinced myself when I mentioned before that we were in for a hard winter that I really need to do as much of this as I can beforehand. I don't know if I'm going to get to the cultivating today on the sugar beet field. I know I've got the meeting, the quarterly plan meeting with the co-op. We did it in the evening last time, like after hours, because during the summer we're always so busy all day long and don't really have time to stop the farm work to go talk, basically. During the winter it's not so bad. Schedules are a bit more flexible. So we're having our meeting today at noon. We're doing like lunch meeting, and it's going to run for a few hours this afternoon. Should be done before the end of the day, so it'll be kind of like a nice shorter day for us. But that means I don't have a lot of time. I can probably get this manure spread. I don't think that'll be a problem, but I don't think I have time to detach this, clean it up, take the Velcro over, clean it up, and then attach the cultivator and go cultivate. So I think that's going to have to wait till next month, and I will keep my fingers crossed that December isn't too cold. And that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know if I'll show doing the manure spreading in the next field on camera. It's kind of a lot of the same at this point. We shall see. I will record it anyway with the drone and just decide whether or not to put it in the video when I do the editing. So, you may or may not see that. We'll find out. Okay, well, I'm over here with the Valtra. I put the manure spreader over near the dairy cow manure pit where I had been keeping it, so I'll find it more easily. Valtra is not too bad after dealing with all that manure. I've got to say, I'm still not a fan of the transmission, but this is a respectable tractor. I'm kind of happy overall with the purchase. Still not my favorite to drive. I probably need to get over to my house, take a shower, get cleaned up before the meeting with the co-op, quarterly meeting. I think I smell like manure after messing with the manure spreader and moving all that stuff around and being in the tractor spreading it all morning. So probably don't want to be in tight spaces in an office with two people who I am working with, including one who I am also a little more personal with now. I don't want to smell like manure sitting at a conference room table with Jacob. So I am going to get cleaned up and then go have that meeting. I am in a weird position now, which I was trying to avoid. Not putting any labels on anything, but Jacob and I are sort of exploring what things might look like if I do not keep him at arm's length, even though he is my employee. He is the co-op's employee, So I'm trying to be super above board and keep everything compartmentalized. It's awkward at times though, because like after harvest last month, I think I said in the video, Jacob and Kent really kicked butt. Like they got so much done so fast, and I was just stuck on that sugar beet field for days. It was awful. I would love to not do sugar beets again, but we need it for the sugar factory. Now that we've got the bakery going, and I've got some ideas for some other stuff, and we've got the chocolate over at the dairy. So I really wanted to give Jacob and Kent a bonus because they did a smashing job. But then Jacob and I started exploring this situation, and now it's like, can I give him a bonus? Will people think it's because of the change in our dynamic? Or will they understand it's because he's doing an amazing job? I gave them a bonus anyway, out of my personal funds, not the co-op, because I don't want to have any problems with that. But I can't do that. That's not sustainable. It's also not fair to everybody who works at the factory, because they're doing a fine job, I'm sure. I haven't heard anything about any of them aside from Dairy Girl, which is a whole nother problem. I have intentionally left all of the staffing decisions and oversight up to Jacob as my foreman. He's been doing a great job. He files reports regularly. He keeps me updated on what's going on in the factories. Like I said, he got certified on the equipment alongside all the employees. So if there's ever an outage or something, he can go take care of it. I am just so impressed with the work he's been doing. And I kind of feel like Foreman is underselling the work he's doing. So I would like to recognize that he's going above and beyond. But again, now it's awkward. Like, it's because of the work he's doing. It's not because of any particular favoritism related to me and him and whatever that is. But it's like, I let this complication be introduced even knowing it was going to be a problem. And now I'm wondering if I did the right thing. And after that fight with Ginny, I'm definitely wondering if I did the right thing. It's not just Jacob that is affected by this. It's a lot of people who rely on him and the situation being stable. And I'm happy. It's really nice for me, but is that okay? Like, is me being happy and him being happy at the moment, who knows what the future looks like, worth potentially risking stability for all these other people? I don't know. I am thinking more and more about the business I'm running now, this co-op and this whole area and all that we're trying to do for you back in the city and like the big picture plans. It would be so stupid if that got like messed up because of some personal relationship issue. It's kind of shocking how something so important can come down to some little interpersonal thing. Like, you kind of think when you're younger that the people who are in charge of important stuff have it all together. They've got like experience with making the right decisions. They have oversight and people they can rely on to help them make the right decisions. I don't have any of that. I'm just me. I'm just a person trying to do what I can to do the best I can by everybody. And I'm worried about messing that up. So I hope I have not done that. But I guess it's too late to be asking myself that now. So I'm going to get the tractor put away and hop on my side-by-side, go get cleaned up, and have my quarterly presentation. I will catch you next month. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff to sell. It's that time of year where things get busy for the holidays. I know the rationing is kind of rough around the holidays in the city, so I like to introduce as much product as I can to help ease that for you all, and we'll be doing that. And I would like to get that other field, the field that I plowed, the sugar beet field, cultivated, just in case the ground gets frozen too hard over the winter and that becomes an issue, just to have that out of the way. And then that's sort of the field work done until spring. That would be great. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I hope you're having a good fall and a good Thanksgiving holiday if you're doing that, or whatever the holiday is that comes in the fall for you. And I'm actually feeling the holiday spirit, so maybe I'll put up some decorations next month. We'll see. I'm feeling a lot more happy and hopeful than I have in a couple years. So, yay for that. Bye for now, friends.